All right, so Hollywood has a problem. Hollywood has a lot of problems. But here's one problem that I'm sure you were aware of. I was certainly aware of, but did you know how bad it was? Because I didn't. I came across this article in the Daily Dot, which I found really startling. And you might find it equally startling, because I didn't realize it was this bad. For Hollywood, okay, we've got Chris Pratt here. You all know Chris Pratt. At least you should all know Chris Pratt. Who's in Guardians of the Galaxy, Parks and Recreation, a great series if you haven't seen it. Well worth a look. And he was the guy, or is the guy, who they are putting forward to reboot the Indiana Jones series. As you know, Harrison Ford, Indiana Jones himself, is a bit long in the tooth. He's even older than I am. So his days of playing swashbuckling, debonair, history professor / Tomb Raider and all of that good stuff, he's just no, his days are up for that gig. Now there is a new Indiana Jones film coming out, I believe, this year or next year. From what I've read of the basic plot or the basic makeup of who's going to be in there, I'm not going to be bothering with it. The last one was kind of a letdown, and this next one seems like it's just going in off the woke cliff. So I don't think it's going to be for me. It's certainly not going to be the Indiana Jones that I know and love and grew up with. Now, what does it say here that is so startling? Well, let me enlighten you. So this is from Nico Lang in the Daily Dot, and all right. So what Nico Lang has come up with is a bombshell survey published last August in Variety magazine, trade magazine, showed just how desperate Hollywood is for the next big thing, as they're quickly losing teens to the internet. Well, I knew that, and you knew that. The popular industry publication surveyed American teens aged 13 to 18. So that's a very, very key age group for Hollywood. For a lot of the Indiana Jones and the blockbuster and the whole summer blockbuster thing, you got to have these people on board, and they always did. I mean, they always did have them on board. It's back in my day, we all knew who the big stars were. We knew the films that were coming out. We knew the films that were out. It's what you talked about in school. It's what you debated with your mates. You know, who like this film or that film or this character or that character. That was all. That was what we did. Anyway, so they surveyed these 13 to 18 year olds, and they asked them which celebrities appeal to you. And YouTube stars handily beat their Hollywood counterparts. Easily. Of the 20 most popular celebrities among teenagers, only 9 were Hollywood actors. One of them was Katy Perry. The top 5 of the 20 were all YouTubers, including Smosh, whoever Smosh is, or whoever they are. The Fine Bros, again, no idea. I'm old, it's my job not to know these things. Oh, and PewDiePie, well, I know him. Not that old. The most well-liked actor was the late Paul Walker, at number 6. And he unfortunately had a tragic, died tragically a few years back, so he ain't going to be making no more movies. While the internet's dream girlfriend Jennifer Lawrence placed 7th, so she's still hanging in there for Hollywood. She's still, she's still keeping their best foot forward. Now, Nico goes on to say, I fact-checked this information with the only actual human teens I know, my brothers. Well, good for you. I showed pictures of a slew of famous people to my youngest brother, who is the Variety's survey's typical teenager. He's well versed in YouTube and internet culture, but pays less attention to mainstream Hollywood than previous youth generations, like my generation and the countless generations after it, who relied on beach party movies and stories of teen rebellion for entertainment. We had the Rat Pack, you know, Charlie Sheen and Emilio Estevez and all these guys. They were the young Turks back in my day, who were bringing out all these Brat Pack movies, and you know, they were all teen rebellion and teen angst and all that stuff that spoke to that generation. But it seems that generation, they ain't buying that anymore. They've just switched off. So Nico goes on to say, my brother simply has other options. I showed him photos of very famous Hollywood celebrities, the kind of folks who would be instantly recognizable to 95% of people my parents or I grew up with. The likes of Tom Cruise, Julia Roberts, Will Smith, Leonardo DiCaprio, and Tom Hanks. He couldn't guess a single one. Didn't know who they were. He didn't know who they were. Wow. And like, to me, those stars that's like yesterday. I mean, I go way back beyond that. I mean, I go into the black and white days. Wow, they're even that generation of actors, the Tom Cruises, the Will Smiths, the Julia Roberts, even they're gone off the radar to this demographic. Holy moly. Anyway, I was determined to press on. I showed him people I considered easy ones, total gimmies. Britney Spears. He recognised her, but couldn't come up with a name. Beyonce. He'd never heard of her. Beyonce. Like that's literally yesterday. Okay, finally, after flipping through about 10 or 15 other celebrities, I came up with one he knew, Johnny Depp. Finally. Whom he recognised from Pirates of the Caribbean movies. Those, of course, stopped being good. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so it seems Nico has an issue with Johnny Depp. Possibly, I would imagine, not because of his acting career. Just guessing. So, yeah, wow. If that is anything like what that demographic knows, thinks, likes, or wants, then things are changing. The times they are a-changing, and by golly, are they changing fast. And like I said, Hollywood, you got a problem.